Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Okay, guys, we're going to give it one more minute as everyone trickles in. The trickling effect. Come on in. Have a seat. Have a seat. Sit down. Good morning, good morning. Okay, guys, put away your phones. Phones away. Headphones off. I can see you, Raph. Not even subtle. Hats off. Hoods down. And eyes forward. Okay, everyone. How was everyone's weekend? Oh, you all missed us? Wow. Thank you. Okay, everyone. So, January is going by fast. Keep that in mind, okay? So today we're going to have a speaker, guest speaker, that's going to touch on a very, very relevant topic for, your generation, okay? And this topic is actually going to become more and more relevant as we get further into the discoveries and the innovations, okay? But it's an important topic to have conversations about and discuss because of how interactive it is in our lives, okay? And so he's going to discuss this idea of AI, okay, and how prevalent it is in, our lives, but also in education. So Mr. Maddox is going to be our guest speaker, so let's give him a round of applause.
Okay, good morning. Thank you, Mrs. Keiss. I think that's actually the perfect intro. As she said, this is a very relevant topic, and it's not just for right now. One reason I'm talking about it now is because you're all here in school at BIA, and this is relevant to your classes now. But I actually believe that it will be relevant throughout your lives. This idea of AI, what it is, how to use it. It will last with you beyond just your time here at BIA. And it's a very exciting thing, and it can be a little bit of a scary thing, too. So I will take a little bit of time to talk about it. I'll try to keep it interactive, so I might ask you some questions. If I ask a question, you can shout out an answer. Otherwise, I'll just call out names. So my first question is, when do you think the first AI was developed? Around what year do you think? Go ahead. 1995. Not a bad guess. It's actually earlier. Any other guesses? Throw out a year. 78. Earlier than that. That's much closer. 1940s even. Late 40s, early 50s is when computers started being developed. So I say late 50s here. AI is not just your chat model. It's not just ChatGPT. This is AI. This is a calculator. Computers, machines that can add numbers, that can do basic thinking, those have been around for a long time. So we have a certain familiarity with these devices. What we talk about as AI now, we are referring to large language models. So those are things like ChatGPT, or what else do we have? Grammarly, if you ever use that website. They're chat robots that can talk to you, you can have conversations with them, you can get answers from them. These have only been in wide usage since 2002. That's when ChatGPT was released. How many of you remember when ChatGPT was released? A couple of you. It was a world-changing thing. That's why I'm talking about it. And the reality is, in this new world we're in, we don't quite yet know what AI means for education. We don't quite know how to deal with it. Universities are still figuring it out as well. And each of you should be figuring it out. How can you use AI well in your lives? So I'm not going to tell you not to use AI. For one, I think AI is really cool. I enjoy using it. It's fun. It's interesting. You can learn a lot from it. I'm going to give you 4 reasons to think twice before using AI. Specifically, we'll say in an academic setting, a school setting, maybe a work setting. 4 reasons to think twice. Reason number 1, using, do I have a pointer on this? No, I don't. Okay. Using AI to do your schoolwork, it means that you stop thinking, and you stop learning, and you stop growing. If you had to think about all your classes, all of your teachers, what do you think the goal of your teachers is for you in any of their classes? What do you think your teachers want for you? What did you say in the front row? There we go, to learn. And if you use AI to turn in your own work, what does that stop you from doing? You all know it. It stops you from learning. That's one reason why we're talking about it. Education is a process of learning, of growing, of learning how to use your own brain. And if you use shortcuts to stop that from happening, then in the end, you're harming yourself. You're harming your own growth as a person, your own growth as a creative individual. The whole point of education is to learn and develop your creative abilities. Eventually, if you become dependent on shortcuts, and this is not just AI, by the way. This could be using a friend to do your work, any kind of copying, cheating. In the end, it hurts you. And when you move forward to university, you can become dependent on these tools and unable to think on your own. So let me ask Sherilyn, what is 80 plus 25? Okay, somebody else. Eva, what's 80 plus 25? 105. Okay. That's something that you should all be able to do in your heads. If you are not able to use your own mind creatively, and you're just stuck using technology, it's going to have negative impacts on your life. That's the bottom line. So, a wise man once said, don't outsource your own mind to a robot and miss the experience of creativity itself. Think about those words. And try to imagine who might have said that. A very, very wise person. Number 2, if you don't care about the creativity part of it, you should care about this. It is considered cheating. Unless you have express permission to use it, AI-generated content is widely considered to be both cheating and academic misconduct. How many of you want to go to university? Majority. Good. Very excited for all of you. Academic misconduct. This means if you are violating the rules of a school, there will be consequences. So, plagiarism. Plagiarism is basically a very simple explanation of plagiarism. You're taking ideas that are not your own, and you're pretending that they are your own, and you're passing them off as if they were your own work. Plagiarism in the past has involved taking other people's ideas, copying. It's considered academic stealing. Today, plagiarism is not just about other people's ideas. It is now including AI-generated ideas because they're not your own. So if you use ideas that are not your own and pretend that they are yours, it can lead to consequences. And I'm not just talking about a detention. I'm talking about dismissal from a school. It does happen, and it can go on your academic record. It can cause problems later in life. So a couple of examples. Out of curiosity, who knows the woman on your left? Any of you know her? Okay, not really. What about the man on the right? Who knows this man? I think all of you know him. You might not recognize him. This is President Joe Biden when he's much younger. These are two people. The woman on the left is Claudine Gay. She was the president of Harvard. And we have Joe Biden, who was a senator and became our president, is our current president now. Both of them have been impacted by plagiarism. The president of Harvard, she was pushed to resign not long ago for a number of reasons. One reason, there was plagiarism found in her dissertation. So it came back to bite her. President Joe Biden, before he was president, how many of you knew he ran for president in the 80s? He was a front runner for a while, but he backed out as well for the same reason. Several reasons, one of them being that plagiarism was found in his academic work. It lasts beyond school. It can have major, major impacts. So I want you all to understand that. Reason number 3, AI will take over your mind, turn you into a drone in its army of world conquest. Studies have shown every time you use AI, you become 6% more of a robot yourself. Some of you are using your phones right now. Unfortunately, you will be the first ones. I did, in fact, fact-check this. ChatGPT confirmed it. Here's an image that it showed me of what the army will look like. It's not too late to save yourself. This is not a joke, by the way. This is a real screenshot. I asked ChatGPT, if my students become dependent on using AI-generated content, will they be taken over and turned into drones of the AI army of conquest? I hope you take this seriously. Reason number 4. If none of that has convinced you, I will give you one more reason. AI lies. Shocking, I know. I mean this sincerely. I don't mean this to trick you. I don't mean this to confuse you. AI lies. Like I said, I use AI. I like AI. It's fun. It's exciting. It teaches you a lot. But it does lie to you. And I have learned this through personal experience. AI learn in a very similar way to us. You learn by reading things, by being taught things, by being told things. You hold on to information. You save it, you use it later. AI are trained on vast amounts of information. Sometimes the information can be bad, or part of it can be bad, incorrect. Or sometimes you ask them a question and they can be confused by it. They don't give you quite the answer you're looking for. If we go back to our example of a calculator, this is artificial intelligence. It's very simple. You punch in the numbers, it gives you the sum. It's not all that complicated. With a large language model, it's a very complex set of information, and the questions that you ask, it responds to in an organic way. which means it's much easier for there to be mistakes. It's more common than you might think. I'm going to give you one example that I ran into recently. I have so many examples. You can ask me for more if you like. But one example, since I'm a history teacher, I'll give you a history example. I asked ChatGPT, can you give me a list of countries that have never been empires? So in all world history, there are many countries, big and small, and many of them have been empires where they exerted their dominance, their influence over other nations, over other territories. And ChatGPT said, okay, here's a list. And it gives me some examples. Switzerland, pretty accurate. Costa Rica, pretty accurate. Japan. I'm going to focus on number 3. If any of you know anything about Japanese history, this is a very strange claim. Even in the claim, it says Japan had periods of expansion, the Empire of Japan. It's in the answer. It tells me that Japan was an empire. This is the Empire of Japan in 1942. The largest point of its empire. I don't know how to use the clicker on this thing. Anyways. That's Japan. This is all the area that it exerted influence over. So raise your hand if you think Japan was never an empire. You're disagreeing with AI right now. And it will not be your last time. I guarantee you that. The point of all this is to say, don't just run from AI. Don't think that you can never use it, but use it carefully. Use it intentionally. Don't trust every little thing that it says. Don't let it be a substitute for your own thinking. If you do, you will stop using it and it will start using you. And I want you all to be very careful of that. In your lives moving forward, AI is going to be around. It can be a powerful tool. But if not used carefully, it will cause more damage than good. That is my belief. Take all of that with a grain of salt. I will leave you with one final quote from our President Abraham Lincoln. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Thank you all for listening.
Let's give Mr. Maddox another round of applause. So just to reiterate, this is an important topic, okay? And, you know, you guys are in school at a very crucial time because we're defining our relationship with AI right now. It's still very new. And it's important that you also realize that you're in high school now where AI is taking off, and then you're going to be in college, okay? And so you have to be aware of how you are interacting with AI and who you are becoming because of AI, okay? Because you know, and how much, like Mr. Maddox says, how reliant you are on it will define you years to come in your work, okay? In your life in general. Little simple tasks will be harder and harder because you don't have the crutch. Your brains are amazing things. They're intricate, they're complex, and they are capable, okay? But by relying on crutches, you're taking that away. And so it's important, not just in high school, okay, but in college, at work, okay? Don't stunt yourself. Learn and grow, okay? So that was a phenomenal talk by Mr. Maddox. Again, let's give him a round of applause. Okay, so a couple of announcements before we release you. Next week, okay, we will have our seating charts, okay? So next week, next Monday, there will be a seating chart. We'll have the chairs prepared, and we will have our seating charts. Yes. Oh, yes, there is no school on Monday. Wow. Wow. I think you guys express your grief through clapping. I understand. Okay, but that is actually a very important part. Everyone listening? Shh. That means because we have no school Monday, Tuesday is our morning assembly. Tuesday is our morning assembly. So seniors in particular, Tuesday morning assembly, you're expected to be here. Tuesday. Okay, yes, Samir. Friday is a half day, okay? I know, you're grieving. You're grieving. Okay, couple more things though, guys listening. Shh. Friday is a half day. We will have a community service project on Friday. Okay, Mr. Matt will put out the sign up. Okay, we're still figuring out the details, but Mr. Matt will put up the sign up. Okay, again, it is on you to sign up. He will let you know when that goes out. Okay, the seating chart will start next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we'll do the seating chart. For people that are taking UB and Housatonic classes, if you are taking UB or Housatonic classes, any sort of college courses, please report to the office. Guys, shh. Please report to the office what your schedule is. Okay, we need to know your schedule so we know when you're going to be in classes. It is very important. So please make sure to report that. Yes. Shh, guys. Okay, so again, if you are taking a UB course or a Housatonic course, please make sure to check in the office. We need to know. We will have a dorm meeting tomorrow after school. Dorm meeting tomorrow at 3:10. That is the first time I'm warning you. You will hear several other times. And also, we are starting after school rehearsals for Actors Studio. Actors Studio after school rehearsals are beginning. If you are not sure of the details, please talk to either Mr. Swartz or Mr. Barentis. Again, Actors Studio, we are starting after school rehearsals. Are there any other announcements? Okay, everyone. Have a wonderful, whoa. Okay, move your chairs to the side and then have a wonderful week. Except for